Trump's answer for everything: blame Biden. It feels as though an age has passed since Joe Biden occupied the Oval Office, given the upheaval and rapid change that followed his return to Delaware. Yet in Washington, one man remains fixated on the 46th president, his predecessor and now successor. Donald Trump rarely appears publicly without attacking Biden's policies or mocking his mental and physical fitness. His fixation reveals a mix of personal resentment and political hostility toward a rival who has already exited the stage. It also rests on criticisms of Biden's record, especially the migrant surge at the southern border and persistently high consumer prices. But Trump's slipping political standing raises doubts about whether this constant focus on Biden can succeed. Biden's term is over, Trump is back in power. And voters remain dissatisfied. "We inherited a total mess from the Biden administration," Trump declared Monday as he announced a $12 billion bailout for farmers. Though his own trade war with China had contributed to farmers' struggles, Trump placed the blame squarely on Biden. For Trump, nearly every problem traces back to Biden. Trouble in the auto industry? He blames Biden, claiming he will repeal his predecessor's ridiculously burdensome fuel efficiency rules. The war in Ukraine? Also Biden's fault, Trump says, insisting Russia would not have invaded in 2022 if he had been president. "It was Joe Biden's war, not my war," he told 60 Minutes. Inflation is another frequent target. "I inherited the worst inflation in history," Trump insisted inaccurately at a recent cabinet meeting, where he mentioned Biden more than 30 times. His staff appears well aware that criticizing Biden is the fastest way to satisfy the president. After 2 National Guard members were shot in Washington last month, allegedly by an Afghan man who once assisted the CIA, Trump again accused Biden, this time over the administration's chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal. Yet the suspect was granted asylum during Trump's second term. Even Trump's controversial pardon of a former Honduran president convicted of drug trafficking was dismissed as a Biden setup. Before Thanksgiving, Trump mocked Biden again, joking about him using an autopen for the previous year's turkey pardon. A personal rivalry and a comparison Trump can't let go. Why can't Trump move past Biden? Partly because he always needs an opponent. His political identity relies on dominating adversaries and nursing old grudges. His resentment toward Biden is also deeply personal. Trump believes Biden was behind the criminal cases filed against him, though Biden has consistently said the Justice Department acted independently. Trump is equally fixated on the 83-year-old's physical and mental condition. At a recent event, he bragged about playing golf with 90-year-old legend Gary Player and quipped that Biden couldn't lift a club. At 79, Trump takes pride in claiming he is in better shape than Biden. Still, watching his rival age while knowing he is now the oldest man ever to take the oath may provoke a quiet fear. Occasionally, Trump even hints at his own mortality despite insisting he is in peak condition. The one thing Trump cannot pin on Biden. Another reason for Trump's obsession may be the burdens of incumbency. Biden's record is easy to attack, but Trump's own policies are now producing consequences. Tariffs continue to raise consumer costs, despite Trump's denials. And his reluctance to supply Ukraine with the scale of arms Biden once provided has helped embolden Russia. Voters are no longer judging Biden, they are judging Trump. He once portrayed America as a nation in chaos and claimed "I alone can fix it." Now, he must deliver. Still, there is a kernel of truth in his rhetoric. If Biden's presidency had been overwhelmingly successful, Trump likely wouldn't have returned to office. Public frustration with immigration and inflation opened the door for his comeback. Biden himself once blamed Trump for the Afghanistan withdrawal plan and built his failed re-election campaign on warnings about Trump's return. Obama before him blamed George W. Bush for the financial crisis. The blame game, in politics, is perpetual. Vice President J.D. Vance recently previewed a likely campaign message by arguing that Democrats, not the current administration, caused the affordability crisis. But voters, unlike Trump, are focused on the present. A Fox News poll last month found that 62% of Americans blamed Trump for current economic conditions, while 32% blamed Biden. Trump's approval rating stands at 39% in CNN's polling average. Poll numbers are one of the few things Trump has not yet blamed on Biden, though he probably would if he could.